So in this part of the class, I want to now show you how to handle an error if an API fails, and we are going to use that using our react-toastify. So let me close this attendance window. So we'll move to our Sublime test again, and let's say that so let's create a new component for this. So we have this, so let's create a block component. We don't have block there. We have atoms, we have cars, we have count, we have home, we have this. So let's create a block component. So I want to create open a folder. Wow, this one doesn't. So I'm going to create the new folder as blog. Then inside it, I'm going to create a new file, which is the component now, blog.jsx. So that is it. So I'll come back to my components, and I should have that now. So inside this, I will now do my ROAFCE, and I'll have this. So now the next thing that I want to do now is to make this to show. So I need to close this so that it doesn't occupy my space. So the next thing that I need to do now is this. I need to make this to be showing in one of my routes. So let's see how we did that. So remember, what we want to do here now is this. Let me see if I can increase. Is this part that is increasing, but this explorer part is not increasing. Okay, so let's leave it like that. I mean that I can drag it, but the text is not increasing. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do now is to make sure that it shows on my browser, because what I want to do now is we want to fetch a blog from an API from the JSON placeholder, and if it works, we are going to show blog loaded successfully. Then of course we are going to use a pending toastify, and when it has finished fetching the blog, it's going to show us blog loaded successfully. Then if it has not, if there's an error which we will create, it will not show there was an error in fetching the file. Just something very, very simple. So let's do that. So we'll come to our React component here. So let's go to the desktop view. So that means we need to locate our nav. So we need to locate our nav bar. So in our nav bar, I have this. So we have our navbar data. So let's add that to our navbar data. So in our group 1 we have the home and we have the shop. So now the next thing I want to add here now is this. Shift Alt arrow down. Oh, that is not it. I thought I was using VS Code. So I think this one is Ctrl D. So I'll just copy and paste. Then I'll change this to 3. Then I'll change this to the text here will be blog, and this will be /blog. So I'm going to save this. Then next I'll go to my app. Then next I'll go to my app and I will add this here. I'll copy this line down still. Ctrl C. I keep thinking I'm using VS Code, so I'm using VS Code shortcut. So this is going to be what? Blog. And this is going to be the blog. So here I don't have automatic import, so I'm going to manually import this. So what I'll do here now is import blog from .and/component/ blog /blog. Okay, so now by this now we've done the navbar, so that should be showing here. So if I click on this now, I should be seeing blog. So that is nice. So the next thing I want to do now, we are not going to add optimization so that it will not waste time. We are just going to load some blog content here. So what we want to do now is this. So if I refresh this, this will show me that. So now the next thing is, let's check if we have our Ashos installed, because that's one I like using. So if I go to my app.json, check if I have Ashos installed. So I don't have Ashos installed, so I'm going to install that. So I'll drag in my terminal again. So let's see if I can create a new terminal here. Open terminal here. So I have to use an external terminal to do that. So let me locate this, react this, then open my terminal here. So now I can now install my Ashes. So npm install Ashes. So it's going to install it here, and by the time it finishes on my VS Code, I'm going to see it here. I mean, not on my VS Code, or on my code editor. I'm going to see it. So I'm going to close. I'm going to drag this down so I'll have some room. So by the time it finishes installing, I'm going to see it here, Ashes, that it has installed. So let's check. So it's installing. Then we also need to install react-toastify. So npm install react-toastify. So I've used these packages often and often, so I know how to install them offhand. But in case you know the package name and you don't know the installation code, you can just open your web browser and type npm, the name of the package, react-toastify. So it's going to show you some example of how you use it and how to install it first of all, and that's what we are going to use it to do now. So I believe this should have installed. So why is installing? So you see what I just typed now, npm install react-toastify is here. So this is a toast notification, and I've used this in one of my class videos. So when it's loading a blog, we have this promise on. So we are going to use this promise and set a delay that will show that it is loading a page. Then after it finishes that, then we will now show the blog loaded successfully. Then if there's an error, we want to show an image like unable to load blog files. So just a simple example. So how do we use this? If you go down, after you've installed this, the first step is in the component where you want to use it, you just copy this and paste there. In fact, these two lines, and paste there, don't change anything. Then the next step, you create your function that will hold your message. So I can have a message of fetching blog data ... So it will be showing that, and I will use the pending stuff. So after it finishes, then I will now remove that toast and I add blog loaded successfully and show the toast, and show the blog. Then if there was an error, then I will now show another one. There's an error in fetching the blog, and I'll also display an error message. So I think by now it should have finished installing. So what I want to do now is to go to our, so you see now we have our, where is it? So we have our Ashes and we have our react-toastify. So next we go to our blog page. So here now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to have a use state. So let blog set blog be equal to use state. Whoops, I wanted automatic import, but that's failed me this time around. Use state. Then I'll set it to none. So of course I have to automatically import this, and because this is coming from React, I can just put a comma here, put my curly bracket, and I will type use state inside. So this has been imported on the same line. So again, I need my use effect. So use effect. Okay, I don't need a return for now, and I want it to only run once, so I don't need that. So what we are going to do here now is we are going to use a ternary operator here. So I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to use a React fragment. So inside here I'm going to enter my JavaScript environment. Then I want to make a logic that if there is a page content, it should be showing me the loading. It should just show me an empty page, which I can add a text to it. But when the block data is ready from the API, it should show me the content of the API. So let's do that. So if blog is true and then I want to return this. So I want to return this. Then else, if blog is not true, so if not blog, and so just let's use a h3. Show me automatic h3. Oh, I forgot, this one is tab, so I'll use tab here. Then I'll put here no blog to show. So if I save this now, that is what I'm going to see on my browser, and I can use an attribute that is unique to React. I'll put align center. So this is going to go to the center. So if I do that and I go to my browser, go to my React, I think I'm having an error. And can you guess the error? The error here is because I did not import my use effect. So I just remember that now. So if I go to my console, it will tell me that use effect same use effect is not defined. So I just remember that as I came here. So let's do that. So you should know why your this React project fails. So let me do that. So I'll come here, I'll put another comma because this is also from React, it's not an external package. So I'll put use effect. So if I save this now, I'm going to see that on my browser, which is no block to show. And by the way, let me remove this Benz from up your side to just be showing only that. And remember, any component we call outside our route will be showing in all the pages. So if we don't want that to be showing, we have to remove it from our app component. So here's our app component. So that Benz, we need to comment it out. This one here. So if I save that now, you notice our website will look like this. No block to show. Now the next thing I want to do now is to locate our JSON placeholder. So JSON placeholder, then click on the first one, fake API. So you can choose to use react-toastify. You can choose to use your own custom alert form. You can use one from Bootstrap or from Material UI, anyone that you want to use. But for this case, I just want to use the one that will not waste my time, which is react-toastify. So I'll go to my blogs, or I think it's posts. So I have this, so I'll just copy this URL from here, Ctrl C. Then I'll move to my code. Then I'll have to import Ashos first of all. So import Ashos from Ashos. So by this we've imported our Ashos. So now what I'm going to do here now is ashos.get. Don't think I imported that well. So I'm used to using automatic import, so I've forgotten the syntax for that. So what I'm going to do here now is this, or if it